Picture your typical adventure traveller, the type that reaches Everest Base Camp or hikes the Inca Trail. Possibly male, definitely young? Well, according to the Travel Industry Association of America, today's average adventure traveller is in fact a 47-year-old woman. Empowered by a growing market of women-only tour operators, women over 50 are not only transforming the travel industry, but using adventure to reshape their own lives after marriage, children and work. Margaret Sheridan started trekking again in her 60s, and now at 76 counts rafting down the Franklin River and reaching Everest Base Camp in her list of achievements.
I went to medical school and then I became a doctor, and that's what you do, and I got married and I had children, and I went through a divorce when my kids were little and I was a single parent, and I'll tell you, that's what you do. You work hard and you don't have time for much else. So yeah, my children have grown up, and but they used to do a lot of walking and hiking with me, so you know, they were very excited that their mum was out doing something, very proud of me.
For Margaret, rediscovering adventure alongside other women has improved not only her physical health, but also her confidence and emotional well-being.
I had 2 hip replacements when I was in my mid-50s, and I think I had started to think that I couldn't do things, and so discovering that I could walk and do all those things again gave me a huge sense of vitality and lease of life.
In a case study published earlier this year, Doctors Tonya Gray and Carol Burrell from the University of Western Sydney found that women-only adventure groups promoted assertiveness, self-esteem, and a sense of belonging with like-minded women. Such experiences became particularly attractive to women going through major changes, such as retirement, divorce, or living without children.
Yeah, I think women love the camaraderie and the bonding, but also the fact that they can stop, listen, look at the sights, write a reflective journal, take some photos, and there's no need to hurry. The journey is more important than the destination, whereas men, the destination is how quickly we can get there, and did I beat the person that did it the day before? So I do find men very competitive and perhaps ego-driven, whereas women are more eco-driven.
Marika Martinez started her company, Women's Own Adventure, 9 years ago after poor group dynamics on a trip to Peru ruined her holiday experience.
The more I thought about it, the more I thought that there must be another way of doing this. And I did a lot of research and realised that in America there were already some companies at that stage that were catering just to women, but there was nothing in Australia right then.
In the United States, the number of women-only tour operators has increased 230% in the past 6 years. This is a trend local operators say is reflected here in Australia and has been driven by a boom in women over 50 seeking adventure.
When I started in Australia, mine was the first. It wasn't too long after that others started to do the same, and yes, it has grown. But even the mainstream companies now, they're catering a lot more to women. I think probably the industry has found that if you have any given trip that's an adventure travel trip, probably 90% of their clients are now women, and 90% of their clients are women in their 50s. And so they've got to cater to them.
So why are women over 50 so attracted to organised adventure groups? For women like Melinda Long of Lane Cove, it's about finding a new group of people to relate to as their lives evolve.
Well, one of the things I find is I actually don't have any friends who either are able to do the kinds of things like hiking or want to do them. So when that happens, you've actually got to sort of get out there and find different groups.
And for these women, the adventure won't be over for a long time yet.
So that's my passion, is to do as much as possible for as long as possible.
Oh man, well I hope to be travelling for a very long time. I'm hoping that as I grow older, my clients will grow older with me.
Juliana Yu, Artemis Adventure Magazine.